So good evening, all of you.
Good evening.
Can you see like ischiorectal fossa on the screen? Yes, Hemalata?
Yes, ma'am, we can see.
Okay. My voice is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we are going to discuss ischiorectal fossa beta. So do you remember like in the perineum when I discussed, I told you whole of the perineum region is divided into two. The diamond shaped area was divided into two regions. No? Anteriorly, I told you it is urogenital diaphragm, and posteriorly it is ischiorectal.
Ma'am, your
anal
voice is
triangle.
not that audible.
Voice is not audible.
No, ma'am.
Check if you can listen to me now.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
It's clear?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Okay. So beta, when we were discussing perineum, the diamond-shaped area, anterior triangle was urogenital triangle and posterior triangle was anal triangle, isn't it? So suppose this is that same posterior region. What is this you are finding? This is the sigmoid colon, isn't it? This is rectum and this is anal canal. Okay. On either side of anal canal, you are finding there is an area which is loaded with fat. Okay. So this particular area which is loaded with fat is nothing but ischiorectal fossa. It can be also called as ischioanal fossa because you see till here, see from here till here you call it as rectum. Below rectum, whatever area is there from here till here you are found. The last 4 centimeters whatever we have is anal canal. Okay. So actually this fossa is partly surrounding the rectum and partly it is surrounding the anal canal. So it is given ischiorectal fossa in some books, ischioanal fossa in some books. Both the terms are correct. Hope you understand.
Yes, ma'am.
So this ischiorectal fossa is wedge shaped, okay, very much irregular in shape, and this space is seen on either side of rectum and anal canal. Do you remember the name of this muscle?
Levator and
Very good, levator ani. What is the name of this muscle?
obturator internus.
Excellent, obturator internus. Very good. So here that means the triangular area which is, that means you told me two boundaries now. So this boundary which is near to midline, you call it as medial boundary, okay, which is formed by which muscle? Levator ani. Okay, and laterally it is bounded by, what is the name of this muscle?
Obturator internus.
Obturator internus. Okay, and this is true skin base. Okay, here lot of hair, apocrine glands, so many things will be there. That's why it will be always oily and moist in condition, the anal orifice. Okay, so that means this in this picture, in this section, in this sagittal section, I'm sorry, in coronal section, you are finding it. This space, the ischiorectal fossa of right side and left side, they look like a triangle, isn't it? So that means it's a fascia lined facial. That means actually obturator internus is also lined by fascia. Levator ani is also lined by fascia. That's why facial lined space on each side of anal canal below the pelvic diaphragm. Do you remember I told you this levator ani is forming the pelvic diaphragm?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that means below pelvic diaphragm, whatever fat filled space is there on either side of anal orifice, okay, that is nothing but the ischiorectal fossa or ischioanal fossa. Okay, now what is the purpose? Why so much of fat is there around the anal orifice? See, during the process of defecation, that is passing of stools, see here you have sphincters, external anal sphincter. Okay, and this is purely voluntary sphincter, that is under our control. See, it's written here, external anal sphincter. So when you are ready for defecation, that is passing of motion or stool, then only this sphincter will relax and allow the fecal matter to come out. Okay, so that means when this sphincter is relaxing, there should be some free space, no, for it to expand.
Mm.
Isn't it? So for that purpose, you will see there is lot of fat surrounding the anal orifice. Okay,
Mm.
so the fat filled area is there to accommodate dilatation of anal canal. Okay,
Mm.
now see, whatever I have helped you with the help of picture is written here, beta. See, this becomes, now if you consider it as a triangle, right ischiorectal fossa, left ischiorectal fossa. Now this particular area, what you are finding, this is base, isn't it?
Mm.
So base is directed downwards. Okay, I told you this is true skin where we have lot of hair. Okay,
Mm.
sebaceous glands, sweat glands. Okay, so that is the base which is directed downwards where we have true skin. Okay, then now when you see overall like its measurements, so like the depth of this, that means when you measure it like this from superior to inferior, the whole length it is 5 to 6 centimeters. Okay, antero posteriorly when you measure, okay, from antero posterior direction when you measure it is 5 centimeters. Okay, that means
Mm.
if you measure here it becomes less, no, 2.5 centimeters,
Mm. Mm.
and maximum it will be 5 centimeters. Okay, like that.
Okay.
Then post anal space connects, that means see this is this, you will understand this point when I project some other picture. This is one ischiorectal fossa, this is one more ischiorectal fossa. Behind anal canal both of them will be connected. Okay, when you just pass this finger and just scroll it behind like this, both of them will be communication with each other. That means the space behind the anal orifice is actually
Mm.
post anal space, which is connecting two fossae posteriorly by a horseshoe. You remember horseshoe magnets
Mm.
when you studied physics?
Mm.
It looks like this, no,
Yes.
like inverted U. So that connection also will be
Yes.
like inverted U shaped. Okay, I will show you. We have good
Mm-hmm.
pictures also. So now overall this
Mm.
ischiorectal fossa or anal fossa is filled with what? So much of loose areolar
Fat.
tissue. Yeah, very good. And which is loosely arranged large locules of fat we are seeing. Okay. Now, infection of this
Mm.
space. See, lot of fat is there and it is very close to anal orifice, and we know anal orifice, rectum, they are all loaded with fecal matter, and we know fecal matter will be rich in bacteria. If anything goes wrong, if our immunity is falling down, easily the bacteria can move to this space.
Mm.
Suppose if there is any infection, do you remember piles and hemorrhoids which I told you when I
Yes.
was discussing porta caval anastomosis? Superior
Yes.
rectal vein, middle rectal vein, inferior rectal vein,
Mm.
they form
Yes.
a portal vein and inferior vena cava network is formed here. Suppose if that is
Mm.
rupturing, here you will see mucosa will become eroded and lot of bleeding will be there. In such conditions,
Mm.
even this space also gets infected. So infection
Mm.
of this space is leading to pus formation. And what is the pus formation? It is nothing but abscess. Okay,
Mm.
and see if you observe in this picture, the fat which is present above this line, this white line, this looks
Mm.
big in size, large locules it is called as large. Okay, so wherever there is large locules and if there is free space, if there is any abscess also, pain, it won't be so much painful because there will be free space for this area to expand. Okay, whereas if you
Mm.
observe below this white line, you can see fat is arranged in tight compartments, this area. Can you
Mm.
compare? Okay, so that means in this perianal space, this particular area, if there is any infection, so this space cannot expand easily, because of which it will be
Mm.
very painful. Okay, below this white line, if there is any infection, it will be highly painful because fat is arranged in tight locules or tight compartments. But above this white line, you are finding the fat is arranged very loosely, so much of areolar tissue is there, so that if there is any infection in this space, it will be not so much painful. Now from this picture I want to tell you one more point also. Are you finding there is one passage here which is medial to obturator internus,
Yes.
where you are finding one artery, vein, and nerve, isn't it? So actually this canal is called as Alcock's canal, also called as Pudendal canal. What is the word used? Pudendal canal, also called as Alcock's canal. Okay. So if it is Pudendal canal, what is passing? What must be coming out from there?
Pudendal now.
Yeah, pudendal vessels and pudendal nerve we will see there. Okay. That is. Now let us see the boundaries. See what are the boundaries which are written there. You are finding. See, this is neat picture which is taken from Vishram Singh. Okay, it's so good, no? See, this I want everybody to practice this diagram. Okay, so what are we finding here? We are finding, see, this is rectum and this is anal canal. When we discuss anal canal, I will talk about these muscles. Actually, these are external anal sphincter muscles. Okay, and this is the circular muscle coat of the rectum, which is continuing like this. Okay, as the muscle of anal orifice. Now, this side we didn't draw the ischiorectal fossa, but both the sides it is present, isn't it? Only one side it is shown for our convenience. Now, if you just consider this as one ischiorectal fossa of left side, now you will have this as base. Okay, how is the base formed? Through skin. Yeah. Okay. Then apex. How is the apex formed? You see, it is the meeting point of, what is this muscle, Meghana? What is the name of this muscle? Please answer specifically, beta. I don't want any group answers, please. Everybody should be active. What is the name of this muscle, Meghana?
Levator ani.
Very good. What is the name of this muscle?
This is obturator internus.
Very good. So apex is the meeting point of levator ani and obturator internus. Okay. And the fascia which is covering the levator ani, what is the name given? See, inferior fascia of levator ani, isn't it? Inferior fascia of levator ani. And what is the fascia which is covering obturator internus muscle? This is actually obturator fascia. Everything is labeled here, obturator fascia. So apex, this is the apex, right? So apex is the meeting point of this fascia, that is the obturator fascia and inferior fascia of pelvic diaphragm. This inferior fascia of levator ani or pelvic diaphragm, we know like levator ani, this point is actually called as pelvic diaphragm only. The another name given to this is anal fascia. Okay, whatever book you are using, you will have this different names, but you should understand either it is anal fascia or inferior fascia of pelvic diaphragm is the same meaning. Okay, now you know from this picture, base we know, apex we know, isn't it? Now coming to this picture, this is what is perineum, isn't it? Diamond shaped area. So this diamond shaped area, what is the anterior boundary?
Pubic symphysis.
Ischial tuberosity. Yeah.
No, that's
Pubic symphysis.
Pubic symphysis. What is the anterolateral boundary?
Ischiopubic
pubic rami.
Very good. What is the posterolateral boundary?
The
Sacrotuberous
sacrum
ligament.
and coccyx.
Sacrotuberous ligament, gluteus maximus. What is the posterior most boundary?
Sacrum.
Six. Okay. Imad, where do we draw this imaginary line? At which plane are we dividing the perineum into two parts?
Ischial tuberosity.
At ischial tuberosity we divide, isn't it? Abhinav, what is the name of anterior triangle? We have finished this, isn't it? What is the name of anterior triangle?
Urogenital.
Very good. What is the name of posterior triangle we are studying now?
Anal triangle.
Yeah, anal triangle. Okay, that is. Okay, beta. See, this is anal canal, isn't it? So on either side of anal canal, whatever fat is there, that is nothing but ischio-anal fossa or the ischiorectal fossa. So what is the name of this membrane? Do you remember? We have studied the structures piercing this also. Okay, this is perineal membrane. So this ischiorectal fossa, anteriorly it is bounded by the posterior border of perineal membrane, and posteriorly the ischioanal fossa is bounded by sacrotuberous ligament. Okay, not only that, it is also covered by the first muscle of gluteal region, that is gluteus maximus. Okay, gluteus maximus. Okay. Now, let us see the other walls also. Now, what is this wall? Without reading anything also you will tell. This is lateral wall, isn't it? So, lateral wall is vertical and it is formed by which muscle? Obturator internus. And we know it. And it is lined by which fascia? Obturator
Obturator
fascia.
Obturator fascia.
Yeah, apart from that, we also find this bony elevation is nothing but ischial tuberosity. Okay, that is the medial surface of ischial tuberosity. Below the attachment of, see, this is the obturator fascia. Below the attachment, this line is nothing but the ischial tuberosity, continuation of the obturator fascia. How is the medial wall formed? This is the medial wall. What are, see, labeling is here. Lokesh, ఇది medial wall కదా బెట. Medial ని నీకేం కనిపిస్తుంది? What are we finding? ఈ external anal sphincter. This, the name of this muscle is external anal sphincter. Okay, and the fascia is like this, no? Actually,
Can you please show what is ischial tuberosity, ma'am? There, that
this
grey part.
This one beta, where I kept
Okay.
my arrow.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, is this medial? This is our fossa, no? Ischiorectal fossa. This is medial wall, this is lateral wall, this is apex, and this is base, isn't it? Anterior and posterior, we have seen this was anterior, this was posterior from that picture. So 3D type of picture. Okay, now see here, medial wall. So what is the name of this? This is anal orifice, no? Anal canal. So anal canal, obviously it will have sphincter. What is the name of the sphincter here? External
Anal sphincter.
External anal sphincter. Okay, and this is actually anal fascia, which is becoming continuous with the inferior fascia of levator ani. So medial wall is sloping upwards and laterally, and it is formed by external anal sphincter with the fascia covering it, and its upper part is becoming continuous with the levator ani. That means this fascia is the inferior fascia of levator ani, and this fascia is anal fascia. Is that clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now, see, before that, if you observe, there is one more fascia here, which is clearly, I was naming as white line from that picture. Okay, but what is the correct name of it? What is the specific name we have here? It is perianal fascia. And the space between the perianal fascia and the skin, which is forming the base, is actually perianal space. Okay, the above space, that means above perianal fascia, whatever space is there, you call it as ischiorectal space. Okay, above the perianal fascia, what is the name? This is the perianal fascia. What is the name of the space here?
Ischiorectal, ischioanal space.
Below space is perianal space. How is the fat arranged in the ischiorectal space? Is it loose or tight? How is the arrangement of loose? If it is loose, if there is any pus formation, do you think it is painful or painless?
Painless.
Painless, because there is an room for the pus to expand. Pus can move freely. Okay, whereas see, this is what is the name here, perianal space, no? So in this perianal space, how is the fat? Is it tightly arranged or loosely arranged?
Tight.
It's very tight. So if it is tightly arranged, then if there is any infection, the pus cannot expand freely, it cannot move freely. So many small locules are here, small compartments. Okay, so that's why if there is any infection in perianal space, it will be very painful. Whereas if there is any infection in the ischiorectal space, it is comparatively less painful. I hope boundaries are clear.
Mm.
Okay, and towards the lateral boundary, are you finding any canal?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the name
Pudendal
of this?
canal.
Pudendal canal. What may be the name of these structures? Same name. Pudendal vein, Pudendal.
Pudendal, pudendal vessels.
Okay. Same like arrangement is also van only, no? VAN.
Yes, ma'am.
Pudendal vein, Pudendal artery, and Pudendal nerve. Okay.
Yes,
So do you remember when we were discussing the urogenital region, I was talking about pudendal nerve? Isn't it?
Yes.
We need to give pudendal nerve blockage. I told you when
Blocking. Yeah.
uh,
Pain.
we have to
Stop
block
pain.
it in the pudendal canal only. We should trace.
Mm.
Where is it? From this picture just now, Hemalata, you asked me what is this?
Ischial tuberosity.
So medial to the ischial tuberosity, you can locate the pudendal canal, and generally we give like the lignocaine, xylocaine injection here so as to anesthetize this nerve temporarily when we are doing perineal surgeries or perineal procedures. Like what is that procedure where you widen the vulval outlet called as episiotomy, isn't it? So that head of the baby is coming out easily. Okay. Now see here. Now anywhere when you talked about third ventricle, when we were discussing neuroanatomy, in the third ventricle also we saw certain extensions. The third ventricle was not confined between the two thalami. It was moving anteriorly, it was moving posteriorly, it was moving superiorly, it was moving inferiorly, isn't it? So that means wherever there is any extension of any space, we use the word recess. Their pineal recess, suprapineal recess, optic recess, suprachiasmatic, chiasmatic recess, certain words were there like that. For your better understanding, I'm just trying to recollect. Similarly, there are certain extensions of ischiorectal fossa also. The one which is moving anteriorly, you call it as anterior recess. It is extending beyond. What is the name of this diaphragm? Urogenital diaphragm. Okay, so this small extension is going almost up to the posterior surface of the body of pubis. Okay, this theoretically it's difficult to show, but when you are doing dissection, you can actually insert the fingers and you can see that your finger will be passing from here almost till here. Okay, that much extension. So that like extra space which is moving up to almost posterior aspect of the body of pubis, you call it as anterior recess. Similarly, what is the name of this structure you have? Posterior boundary of ischiorectal fossa.
Sacrotuberous ligament.
Sacrotube. Very good. Similarly, there is an extension of this space behind also. You call it as posterior recess. Okay. It is of course not as big as anterior recess. It is extending up to sacrotuberous ligament. Okay. There is, see here, I am just scrolling the arrow. Try to observe. This is anal opening, isn't it? Anal canal. So there is one recess. This is right ischiorectal fossa. This is left ischiorectal fossa, isn't it? Connecting right and left ischiorectal fossae, you have one U-shaped, horseshoe-shaped recess, I said. Okay. So that is deep to the post-anal space. Okay, that means behind this sphincter, post-sphincteric space, right and left fossae are connected by this horseshoe recess. Okay. Now coming to the contents, what is the very first, without reading anything, you are finding so much of yellowish thing here. What is the most chief content here?
Fat.
Fat. Very good. Ischiorectal pad of fat. What is the purpose of this fat? Lokesh, why is
Wall
this
of
fat?
distension.
Just wait. Just
No, sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
Lokesh, why this fat should be there, beta? Fat endukundi, beta? Inta fat. Why? Meghana? Imad, what is the purpose of this fat in the ischiorectal fossa?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the purpose of the fat which is there in the ischiorectal fossa?
For allowing for expansion,
Very good. It allows the
allowing space for expansion.
yeah, very good. This is problem with Zoom. Are you seeing the screen button? So not only ischiorectal fat, which is allowing the distension of anal orifice during the process of defecation, but we are also finding, see, this is from Vishram Singh. You just write this list. You are finding fat, you are finding posterior labial vessels and nerves, you are finding inferior rectal nerves and vessels and perineal branch of S4 nerve. Okay. Apart from that, you remember Alcock's canal? Pudendal canal is also called as Alcock's canal. I'll give the spelling as we proceed. So what is present in the Pudendal
canal.
Alcock's canal? What do we see? Pudendal nerve, pudendal artery and pudendal vein, isn't it? Vein structures. Apart from that, we also see
Your voice is getting cut.
my voice is disconnected. Apart from this, we also see perforating cutaneous branch of S2 and S3 nerve. Okay. My voice not clear?
Ma'am, can you repeat what you said? It was getting cut, ma'am.
Is it same with everyone, Hemalata? Imad, how is my voice? Okay, beta. See here.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Voice is breaking. Okay. Okay, I was just talking like all these